Welcome to True Crime with Candy. I hope you guys enjoy these stories. I hope you guys can learn something from them. I hope everyone stays safe out there and please be careful who you befriend. And this story, as well as the next two, I actually know these people personally. So stay tuned, brace yourself, and I want to say RIP to all the people that was unalived and anybody that was hurt by this woman's foolish actions. And here we go. Here's the story about Julie Corey. Hello, everyone, and I hope everyone is doing very well today. Stay blessed and stay productive. This is a story that I'm going to be doing about a woman named Julie Corey. This is my first true crime story, so bear with me. So, we're going to do the story about Julie Corey. This happened around 2008, and Julie Corey is accused of kidnapping an infant straight out of the mother's womb. Yes, you heard me right. She ended up unaliving the mom and knifing the baby out of the mom. The baby is okay. The baby is alive now. The baby is doing well. She's a beautiful little girl. Now, the police found Darlene on a Monday due to a bad smell that the neighbors was complaining about. On top of that, no one had seen Darlene for a long time. And, she's a pregnant woman. She was very depressed and she was going through it. So, as people investigated, 8-month pregnant Darlene and trying to figure out where this woman was, the landlord ended up going into her apartment, okay? And as the landlord went into the apartment, because of the neighbors complaining about a horrible smell, he opened the door, he looked around, called her name, she's nowhere to be found. Then he walks inside the room and sees a puddle of blood coming from the bottom of the closet, the bedroom closet. Now, this is where things get crazy because this is how Julie Corey and what she did to her. This is how she did it and what she did. She cut the baby out of her, wrapped the mother in a comforter, stuffed her in a closet, and took the baby and dipped and left to a whole nother state. This is where the story gets very interesting because 2 days after she kidnapped the baby and took the baby to New Hampshire, she ended up getting caught. Julie ended up going to a shelter and she was told to go to the hospital to get checked because she just gave birth to a baby, quote unquote. And she wouldn't let them check her at the hospital. So the outcome of that was they was trying to take a picture of the baby and she took flight and left the hospital. When I say she left, she ran like she was running track, okay? Now, as far as Julie Corey was once pregnant and she ended up having a miscarriage, according to the news articles and a couple family members. She also had a boyfriend named Alex. He was a Hispanic man. And she also had other kids previous to him. Now, Julie, after she had the miscarriage, um, only God knows if she was really pregnant. She's lied 4 different times saying she was pregnant and she was never pregnant. I'm talking about, I'm going to show you pictures of her with her belly poking out and everything. This woman lied 4 different times saying she was pregnant and never was. So Alex said to her, if you're not pregnant this go round, I am leaving you. And she loved that man like no tomorrow. So, mind you, the baby's father's family threw her a baby shower. On top of that, they got her so much clothes, like there's pictures of the baby shower. I'll show you guys all of that stuff. She was so excited. Mind you, she was never pregnant, but the way her belly is sticking out, you'll see what I'm talking about. She looked very much so pregnant, but she was never pregnant. So after this baby shower, the due date switched up 4 different times. Okay, 4 different times, literally. Um, so now it's time to give birth. Where's this baby? So Julie comes up with this slow idea of, hey, let me befriend the depressed pregnant woman, Darlene, and let me chill with her and get in her brain real quick. And she knew what she was doing. It was premeditated. She invited the girl over. They had some wine coolers. Darlene and Julie had some wine coolers. Yes, she was pregnant, drinking a wine cooler. They drank the wine coolers. Next thing you know, Julie offered to take her upstairs, and that's when it all happened. She took the baby, wrapped a bow. She did her own C-section, wrapped a pink little bow around the baby's umbilical cord, and left after she stuffed the mother in the closet. But Julie, before she quote unquote went into labor, she was calling her man Alex about every hour on the hour for a few hours straight, saying that she was having stomach pains and her water broke. She's about to go into labor. Mind you, the whole time she has this baby with her and the mother's deceased in the closet. So she's gone for about 2, 3 days. Finally comes home with this baby. I'm going to insert pictures of her and her husband with this baby, as well as she's introducing this baby to the family. Oh, meet your family member. So everybody thought she was really pregnant this time. No, she wasn't. And that was not her. As well as before Julie had quote unquote went into labor, she was calling her boyfriend. And she also told her boyfriend, Alex, that she's going into labor and her friend is bringing her to a hospital in Framingham, Massachusetts. And she was going to give birth. That was what she had told her husband, Alex, or her boyfriend. I think it was her husband at the time. I'm not sure. I think they might have been engaged. Um, so, yeah, the whole family's thinking, oh, she's about to have the baby. The baby's here. Yay. She wasn't lying this time. Okay, cool. So, everyone met the baby and things were perfectly fine from there. Mind you, she's in a whole nother state with this baby in New Hampshire because she knew she had to take flight after she took that baby. On top of it, when Julie Corey brought the baby home, the baby had blood all over it still, okay? And the way the umbilical cord was, you can tell something was just wrong. And the family and everyone was questioning, like, why does the baby have blood all over the baby if you just left the hospital? Why is the umbilical cord like that with a pink bow on it? So family and friends started to get a little, I would say, curious and a little iffy about the situation. On top of that, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, on top of that, this lady went to another hospital again so she can get placement, right? So this is the second hospital that she has went to. She went to the hospital and she would not let them check her down there. So that's when they said, okay, one hospital, she wouldn't let them take pictures of the baby, take the baby's blood, nothing. The second hospital, they did end up taking the baby's blood. And that's when she wouldn't let them check her hoo-ha. And that's when they got suspicious because once she left the hospital, the second time, the second hospital, they realized the baby's blood did not match up with hers. Then everything went to SHIT. Julie got out of Dodge once again, called her dad. She went to her dad's house after she called him. She pops up. Her dad said, "You cannot stay here, you, that baby, or your man." So he ends up paying for a motel for Julie and Alex and the baby to stay in. The next day, that's when she goes to the DTA, aka the welfare office, and tries to get benefits, for the baby, welfare, food stamps, things like that. But she has not one document for that baby. Not one document. So everybody's looking like, what's going on? This is all within a 2 to 3 day period, mind you, after she unalived the mom. Now, because Julie Corey had lied multiple times about her due date in 2008, her and Alex had broke up. They gave it some time. 2009 comes back around and they end up getting back together. Boom. This is when she says she's pregnant. And this is when all the lies start again. But like I said, the baby's family, well, um, the baby's father's family, the baby's uncle actually said that he was very grateful for Julie for the fact of her keeping the baby safe, unharmed, fed, very healthy, and things like that. I also will insert a clip of him saying that, he is grateful for her for keeping the baby safe. But right now, Julie Corey is in Framingham, Massachusetts. She has natural life. She is never coming home. And I am going to add in the story that she told me as I was her roommate, and me and this girl was kind of cool. Um, One night in prison, she's laying down next to me. We're in bed, and she decides to tell me the story of why she's there. Mind you, I already knew because this case made headline national news. Okay, Nancy Grace was talking about it. It was a big ordeal. This woman tells me her man Alex was the one that cut the baby out of the girl, and they was blaming each other. He never got no time, no trouble, no nothing because they clearly know it was her. She said it was him that cut the baby out of her because he had just learned, well, not learned, he had just finished some CNA classes. So I guess that made him qualified to do a C section in her eyes. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense, but that's what the lie that she spewed to me. She said it was her man, it was not her. And she said her man gave her the baby. Mind you, her man was at work, and the police already verified that he was at work. He was nowhere near her, anything. Everybody was in the dark to what she was doing. But this is the outcome when you do things like that to people and you harm somebody that's depressed, mentally going through it, has postpartum and everything else. You are going straight to HE double hockey sticks for doing what you did to that girl and taking her child from her. I pray for the loved ones. I pray for the baby. And I pray that Darlene Haynes is resting in peace. Julie Corey, you're going to burn in hell. Everybody else, I love you. Thanks for listening to my first true crime story, and I will see you guys on the next one.